A constitutional republic, not a democracy. The ideal of a democracy is universal equality. The ideal of a constitutional republic is individual liberty. A democracy always degenerates into dictatorship, which promises government-guaranteed equality and security, but it delivers nothing but poverty and serfdom for the people it robs and rules. America was founded as a constitutional republic.
Let's get into it. A constitutional republic is a representative democracy, where the people elect their leaders and follow a written constitution. The Constitution limits the power of the government and protects the rights of its citizens. This semantic rhetoric is absolutely asinine. It's people who see republic and democracy and think, well, democracy means Democrat and Democrat bad. So they desperately try to distance themselves from that D word. In the video, it states that a democracy always degenerates into a dictatorship. Yet if I grant that it's not a democracy, but only a constitutional republic, then what we are seeing is a constitutional republic devolving into a dictatorship. Let's look at an example. Russia is still considered a republic. Russia provides a stark example of the lethal consequences of an iron fist rule and unconstrained dictatorship. Over his 25 years at the top of Russia's power, Putin has systematically hollowed out the institutions meant to provide crucial checks on the arbitrary and abusive use of executive power, transforming what was a hybrid regime in 2000 into a consolidated authoritarian regime today. In 2021, the Kremlin's contempt for democracy and human rights was demonstrated as it increased its escalation on domestic repression. The arrest of Alexei Navalny was politically motivated and sparked the largest protests the country had seen in nearly a decade. Security forces injured hundreds of peaceful demonstrators and arrested thousands more. The Kremlin spent the following months systematically dismantling any remaining or potential avenues of dissent ahead of the rigged elections that September, enacting a law that labeled his political rival an extremist group to further hinder or restrict the space for independent reporting and civic activism, leaving Russia's independent media sector eliminated. With domestic outlets blocked or shuttered, international outlets intimidated into suspending in-country reporting, and new legislation banning the spread of false information, including any reference to the operation in Ukraine as a war or invasion. Sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? And why wouldn't it? Trump wants to be just like him. Trump frequently targets the press, calling journalists the enemy of the people, and made threats to seek retribution against the news media in his second administration, including suggesting that the broadcast licensing of certain television news networks should be pulled. It is the Trump regime that is going to cause the downfall of democracy in this country. First, they came for the communists, and I did not speak out because I was not a communist. Then, they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. Mark my words, if you do not stand against this because you don't think it affects you, the leopards will eat your face.
Government.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, and by the way, under God was not in the original Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Liberty and justice for all, not some.
Good night and fuck you.